So here we are then, this is WrestleDX Plus Alpha, this is Kev, I'm Christian, and we're here to talk about some of the crazy shit that's happened in the last 24 hours or so, because Smackdown has thrown us a curveball going into WrestleMania, and having just done the WrestleMania predictions, it kind of flows them up in the air. So, dude, Kevin, you've got to inform me on what's happened on SmackDown. I only saw the notifications, dude. What's happened?
Well, SmackDown started off with Charlotte coming out after basically being called a third wheel by Becky Lynch. And she promised to make sure that everyone doesn't think her a third wheel to anything. Then proceeded to challenge and beat Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title.
What does that mean? So, technically, there's two women's title matches now in the main event at WrestleMania, right?
Well, it just looks like it's the Raw Women's title on the line and the Women's SmackDown Women's Champion.
In the match.
It offends me in the way that now that means Asuka is completely out of the picture for WrestleMania because she was supposed to be challenged by one of four women in a fatal four-way on the SmackDown that's just occurred.
Are they going to put?
That's all gone.
Do you think they're going to put her on a pre-show? We can't have two important women's matches. Let's try Asuka on a pre-show.
Well, at this rate, it's going to be Asuka and the other four women in that fatal four-way match going into the Women's Battle Royal. If they have one this year because they haven't mentioned it, which I'm sure they will have one.
Yeah, because there's got to be the female balance to the Andre the Giant. Just let's throw everyone else in their match.
Yeah, which is funny because they haven't even mentioned it this year. I mean, this year the Andre the Giant one, they've mentioned three names: Strowman, two guys from Saturday Night Live. They're being thrown in there through reasons.
On that note, there. So, does the Saturday Night Live show that goes out, does that have like talent that's unique to that roster, or is it a mix of both Raw and SmackDown?
No, Saturday Night Live, the comedy show in America.
Oh right, so I thought you meant like Saturday Night like wrestling show. Okay, no, my bad. Man, I missed that completely.
You missed nothing.
Yeah, fair enough. Because WWE does have a Saturday night show, doesn't it? Or is it a Sunday show? Is it main event?
They used to have Saturday night main event, but they haven't run that for a long time.
Haven't they? So, because do you remember when they used to have like Heat and Velocity as like sub shows to Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've had either of those.
That's right. Yeah.
Main event and do they even have an hand? I couldn't tell you.
I remember like Shotgun Challenge.
Yeah.
So
the Shotgun Challenge, the only time that Bret Hart versus Mankind ever happened ever in the world.
Wow. So the thing is about those shows like that, they gave an opportunity for guys at different points of the card to mix it up, like you just said. So I wonder why they don't have shows like that anymore, like cross-brand weekly shows.
Or they don't want to do the cross-brand thing, and to be honest, I don't want to see a cross-brand thing. That's why they have Survivor Series. That's why Survivor Series means something now when there's a brand extension, because they can have the world title holders against each other, the US IC champion against the tag. And for the last few years, it's given us some belters. It really has.
Yeah, it has. But like SmackDown has now going into WrestleMania really has thrown some things up in the air. So the Asuka thing, does that mean that Asuka's now going to be rejected to the Women's Battle Royal potentially, or in some kind of other? Because it would mean she's either going to be in a singles match or some kind of group match, I guess. Or do you think
in a group match? I can't see you being in any singles match now. Not with her losing the belt less than 2 weeks before WrestleMania to Charlotte in. I just can't see why. It's just taking the opportunity of more women away.
Yeah, because if anything, that goes against putting women in big spots on Mania. But I guess having a 17-match card, they need to trim that down.
Yeah, but I don't think there's even 17 matches announced, really.
I met Jason talking the other day, and we counted it up as 17 matches. And it's like, fuck, really? No wonder it's a 7-hour show.
Well, I'm not quite sure where you got 17 from, because We've got 14 that have been officially announced. They've kind of hinted the revival against Ricochet and Black, but they just hinted at it. They didn't say if that would be the case. Nothing's been really said about the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
See, I do wonder how much they just push into into the pre-show, knowing that it's a 2-hour pre-show, which is insane.
Well, let's face it, it'll be the Cruiserweight Championship again.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because the Cruiserweights put on some hell of a shows.
Yeah. They can do the hoppy fluffy stuff, therefore they don't really can't. It's not really a match. It's like watching Nitro, when they just stick the Cruiserweight match on, like the first and second match, never to be seen again. And usually it was the best match on the card.
Yeah. I mean, still today, I'm fairly sure this is also tying into our WCW theme not long from now, that the best match in WCW, to my recollection, was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc 97? The Cruiserweight title?
Yeah, it was 97. I still think...
hell of a match.
I mean, I'm aware that they've recently put the WCW Thunders now onto the WWE Network. I think it's like seasons 1, 2.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Because I guess that it's not, you can't just put them up because there's all the licensed music you got to strip out and insert your own, and for every episode that takes time.
Yeah, but it's almost as if WWE was a billion-dollar company that kind of like had the manpower to do such things.
I'm sure it does. It has the best video producers in the world for sure, because their video packages are second to none when you compare it to what else is on TV. But yeah.
Well, again with the WCW thing, it's like Kevin Nash always said. He always said that WCW was a television network that put on a wrestling show, and WWE was a wrestling company that put on a television show.
It's accurate. And
because no one can touch the production of WWE. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are in the world.
Nothing comes close to the style and the quality and the logistics that they put out on a week-to-week basis. Nothing even comes close.
No. Which is why I think when they ran their ECW, that's why that failed, is because it was too nice, too clean.
Yeah, it wasn't a WWE. It looked too WWE to be ECW.
Yeah, it's like when they did the one night stands. They had to work so hard for it to look ECW.
Yeah, let's turn the resolution of that shit down. I actually really enjoyed One Night Stand. Yeah. I thought the second one was worth doing.
It was fantastic.
I don't think any more needed to be done after the second one, but I still think November to Remember should still revolve around as some kind of super card of the lower ranks of WWE. But that's my opinion.
They'll never do that because of Survivor Series.
It's too important, isn't it? But yeah. Well, they've started bringing
back Starrcade. Running pay-per-view. No.
But then again, they do Starrcade now. But even that's not filmed publicly, is it? That's an kind of independently kind of closed circuit event.
Well, in 2 years, I mean, the first one they did, which was completely house show only, they didn't even record it. And then the second one, they recorded some of the matches and put them on the network.
Yeah, because wasn't it supposed to be like, was it Dusty Rhodes Memorial or something? Is that what they did there? It had some NXT talent on it.
I couldn't tell you. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was one of them things. If you were going there and you was in, I'm sure it was like a big deal. But
yeah, because it was actually at the old Starrcade Arena, wasn't it? Where they shot the first one or something. Where they filmed the very first Starrcade. That's the venue that they were in.
Yeah.
Right, so that kind of ties in quite nicely with what WWE's got going on, because like Kevin Nash had some post WWE stuff to say this past week that I caught on YouTube. That it's stale, even the new era, which was announced 2 months ago, but it's WWE as standard at the moment. Nothing's really changed. There's not been a distinct change in its direction at all. So, in summary, what he was saying is that you should keep Monday night as WWE, because that's now the flagship front show. But then later in the week, keep SmackDown as it is, because that does great. but have a return to actually a show that's more like Raw, as it's a bit more, it's unscripted slightly, it's more edgy, as a slightly more mature content, because there's a craving for a mature product. Because if you look at, and he made mention of NXT and NXT UK, where the fan base is a lot more edgy. They want to see more, the envelope being pushed a bit more, and there's a much more greater connection to the fans with that. So they should return to having Raw as a separate show, but keep Raw as it is now as Monday Night WWE. Or do you think that's the case?
Do you know, I've always thought that the WWE usually do a pretty decent job of keeping them brands separate. I mean, they've done an excellent job of NXT is separate from the main roster. But they've always had a problem keeping Raw and SmackDown separate.
Because isn't it even Bailey's crossing?
Kind of mixed. They've got this problem where now they do it with NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live, and they mix that up a little bit from time to time.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I kind of understand. They're sort of their own indie rosters.
Yeah, and I don't think I mind that. I don't mind them crossing over every now and then. That's good.
Yeah, when I don't know why, but for when they do it with those three brands, it's special. Once they drop someone on Raw or something, it's not. I don't understand why the main rosters is such a character killer.
With this, I was just going to go in with what they've done this past week with Ricochet and Aleister Black, two guys, and they spent a considerable amount of time developing as single guys and throw them together as a tag team, stick them on Raw, and it's like, what is this? Who are these people? I love them, I know who they are, but, to a casual audience who potentially only watches Raw, you don't.
No, and again, they brought them in as these two absolute killers, and then they just banded them together and put them in a tag team.
Yeah. And both outstanding on their own. Aleister Black he has that aura about him that I don't think he needs to be in a tag team. He needs to be his own guy, but...
Yeah, as does Ricochet. They're not really... You had the entire NXT roster put down in front of you, and you had to pick two guys to put together as a tag team. I very much doubt you would not have come those two in a tag team in the first 20 tries.
No. Hey, I'd even been tempted to take Red Dragon, as in two guys from Undisputed Era, and have them do it. That way you leak them onto the main roster, and people can go, "Who are these guys? Oh wait, they've actually got a bigger faction behind them." I think that'd been nice to do, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone in, they could have kicked a bit of ass, and when they finally got into trouble, Strong and Cole come out, absolutely wiped the floor with everybody. Yeah,
and that way you present a whole new faction as a group. That way, unity, and you then you bring Adam Cole up to the main roster, who really is going to be, already should be the new Shawn Michaels. Is that kind of
again,
is he? No.
But the thing is, what the thing they've done with every other NXT guy that they've bought up, with the slimmest of slim people that they've managed to pick and make big stars, everybody else is just another guy. How can you strip away what made, I don't know, Shinsuke Nakamura special? He is a body now. He is a mindless, faceless, characterless person.
Well, you look at what they did with Kevin Owens.
The hottest talents in Japan and make him a nobody.
Hey, Tanahashi in TNA, he became a nobody. Kind of reminds me of that.
It's not just Nakamura though. They've done it with Balor, and I mean they make more effort to make something with Balor. But here's another thing on Raw. They put the IC title on Balor, and then they took the title off him again, and with the threat that the title's been taken off him for something bigger, for something better for WrestleMania, and then they just threw him straight back in there with Lashley for the IC title.
it would have actually made more sense Lashley chasing it.
I mean, who cares who's chasing it? There's a lot, but you're just balancing the title backwards and forwards.
That hot potato IC title, that's what it's always been. It's the ladder match title. Just the rubber match.
And there is no ladder match this year.
Really?
So unless, of course, they do what they did a couple of years ago when they brought the Hardys back. It's like, oh yeah, this triple threat tag team match is now a 4-way and a ladder match. Huge pop, Hardys, yay! Ladders and Hardys.
Yes, one time, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Rub some Hardys and rub some ladders on things.
You know what's crazy? That was 2 years ago.
I know.
Yeah, that's why like the Hardys went from being like TNA Impact champions to leaving that, going to Ring of Honor, fight the Young Bucks, so I think they defeated the Briscoes, I think it was, got the tag team titles, lost to the Young Bucks, and then appeared on WrestleMania like the next night.
Yeah, it was the Bucks versus the Hardys in a ladder match for the Ring of Honor titles, and then the next night it was the Hardys versus the Bar, Enzo and Cass. I can't remember who the other one was.
Because New Day were presenting, weren't they?
Yeah, that was presenting.
That's another way to kind of keep them on the show, but not have them on the show at the same time.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing with Alexa Bliss this year, but her health has been quite sketchy the last few months.
Okay, you keep them on the show by making them be a presenter or the hosts of the show. You know what? I'm okay with that. Because she's pretty, and she's a hell of a talent.
Yeah, she can talk.
Yeah.
She can talk. She can wrestle. She's what, a 4? I'm fairly sure she's a 4 or 5-time champion. That's impressive for someone that was an NXT underling.
Yeah. So talking of NXT underlings, I'm thinking of the Iconics. Are they in a match on WrestleMania?
They are. They've managed to get themselves, and I'm happy to say, they are in the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
There's a 4-way women's match. So who else is in that band?
4-way. It's Iconics, obviously Bayley and Sasha defending against Nia Jax and Tamina, ratings killers, and of course it's Natalya and Beth Phoenix.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, Beth Phoenix making a return to the ring for a while, so that's all good.
For a while or a one match, we'll see.
Hey, we don't mind. We don't mind. I'm sure Edge is happy, but he gets to be there as well. So I guess as we kind of round this show up, I had a look about all the other shows that are happening at the WrestleMania weekend in and around New York. So there's like DDT from Japan are there, Evolve is there, WXW from Germany is there. There's Impact on the Thursday. There's Evolve's WWN show, all happening like either on or on the same day or the show before. So fans literally can go from one venue to another. You know, if you're a fan, my God, your ass is going to be numb in New York City that weekend.
You've got a chance of actually becoming sick of wrestling.
It's possible, isn't it? You just, what am I doing tonight? I'm watching another wrestling show. Let's go. One down the road.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad. WrestleMania on its own is a day.
Also, Stardom are there as well. Obviously, the Yoshi company from over Japan, they're there as well. So it's like, which show do you not see? You know.
Well, let's face it, everyone's there because of WrestleMania, so that's why you're there.
That is right.
And and if you're there for the WWE, then you've got to be there for NXT.
Yes. And then,
NXT is the star maker and the 5-star match maker. Just pumps out awesome matches every freaking time.
Yeah, you know when it comes to like the pay-per-view takeover, it's usually the better show, isn't it? So I'm sure that we're going to have that this time. It's the better show of the weekend, although really, really hard to top WrestleMania. But I guess the last point is no Undertaker, or do you think the Undertaker is going to make some kind of strange appearance?
I have no idea. The show is massive. There is so much on that show already. And the thing is, with the WWE having so much talent, the possibility of people not being used on that card, like Kevin Owens not on WrestleMania. It's
He'll be the.
great because you still get Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. You're still getting that awesome triple threat match for the Raw Women's title. You're still getting Lesnar versus Rollins, but Nakamura. Where's Nakamura? No. Where's Kevin Owens? No.
No.
Rusev.
Pre-show.
No.
Pre-show, mate. Pre-show. Pre-show is going to be the show to watch.
It's just an amazing. It's just WrestleMania is going to be awesome as it always is, but you'll never escape that bad taste in your mouth where you go, well, "What about that guy?"
Yeah. So what do they have to do over the next year to get on that card and make sure they're on that card? But again, when you have somebody like you said, Owens, Nakamura, what have they done to not be on the card?
I have no idea. I mean, Nakamura just.
You know what I think that killed Nakamura is the low blows. Fuck that shit. You have to win by a low blow, man. And AJ really should be wearing there should have been a storyline around AJ wearing a cup because he got low blow by 3 opponents in a row, and that was always the reason he kept losing. But hey,
when he got finished doing it, everybody else was doing it.
Just stop dragging it out. I guess it's really hard actually to tell a different story when you've got so much content being done on TV. It's hard not to keep recreating the same bits. But the low blow thing, everywhere. Hate it. Roll up pins, I don't mind that.
Yeah. It wouldn't be so bad, but they even did the whole low blow thing on Raw again this week.
Really?
McIntyre did it to Roman Reigns.
Right. You can at least like a variant of it, like use a sledgehammer or something, or some kind of like something Scottish, like a caber or something. Just make it look different. How can you do this differently? I mean, do you think we're ever going to come to a time? Talking about that Raw thing, right? We're going to see a milk truck roll in, like spraying milk everywhere, or something crazy where a forklift drives down the ring and somebody jumps over. Do we ever see those like crazy spots again anymore, or is that done for WWE?
Oh no, not really. Because I mean, it was only a week or so ago. Braun Strowman beat up a car just so WWE could sell more toys of Braun Strowman with a smashable car. Actually, a thing.
I mean, yeah, I would expect that his toys do come with breakable things. But so what? So that's
the car breaks.
Hulk smash. So what? But where is Braun on the card?
What I don't understand is, right, Raw's ratings bombed.
Yep.
And then they went, right, we're going to do all this other stuff, this cool stuff. And for a couple of weeks, they tried to do different things. And they had these pull-apart beat fights. And
then it went back to business as normal.
Back to what we normally do.
And it was like, oh.
And here's the thing. It's like Kevin Nash said a few years ago, and he was right. It's so bland, it might as well be called dived.
So how
nothing feels like it just happened.
So how do you resurrect that kind of spontaneous moment then? Do you allow the guys to go, you know what, I'm gonna call my own shot on this and make something work? Because it appears when that happens, Raw gets interesting again.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the times that Raw's been interesting, and it's been something you never saw coming.
You know, we talked about the Dean Ambrose switch on the Tag Team title night. That was great. Didn't see it coming.
That worked. You didn't see it coming. It's because the one thing the WWE does better than any other wrestling company in the entire world, and I don't care what anybody says, WWE, the best work when they use emotion. When they can really use emotion. Think about it, how you felt when you saw Shawn Michaels hit that final kick on Ric Flair.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Immensely.
That was a soap opera in the ring.
Yes.
And anywhere. I mean, New Japan might have much better wrestling. They will never, ever show that type of emotion in the ring.
No.
When the WWE are on, they tell the best stories in that ring. And
bar
none.
Yes. Okay.
And then they've told some fantastic stories. I mean, Hogan Raw match at best, if you watch it without the sound on, 2.5, maybe a 3-star match.
Well,
but the fans were into it, and they called everything in the ring on the fly, and that match was awesome.
yes, it was, and everyone just soaked it up. It's Hogan, Rock. What's going on?
I mean, I can still Hogan challenge The Rock. I'm thinking about that. Still gives me goose pimples now, today. And that was 2002.
I know. That's scary. That's crazy. In fact, as you know, I've been recording some game footage recently. So I recorded WrestleMania X8, the game, and of course they're there in the game. And just seeing those little promo clips in the game and going, well, I remember that like it's fucking yesterday.
I know, and at the minute, as you know, I've got a huge library of of matches, wrestling matches that I've been watching, and it's just some of the matches. Some of it's so silly and so stupid, and yet some of it's so just awesome. You just don't see it. I mean, I understand why they don't want wrestlers to hit each other in the head with the chairs anymore. I mean, as much as I enjoyed it back in the day, the Royal Rumble '99, Rock versus Mankind, I don't ever want to see someone take that many chair shots unprotected to the head ever again.
No.
That was just brutal. You can put that match on now and you'll wince.
It's true.
At
You
those
do.
blasts. But I don't see why they can't. If they put their hands up to protect themselves and the hands take it, the thing is, they still do the spot where they put the chair in the corner and run the opponent into it, and they go headfirst into the chair still.
They still do that spot, yeah.
They did that on Raw. Because Dean Ambrose popped up again to challenge McIntyre in a last man standing match. And they did that exact same spot. Yet they still can't hit each other over the head with the chair.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, I guess this rounds up our WrestleMania expectation then. So how do you think then, before we head off, so do you think, so Asuka's not got a match technically, so
Right now, no.
AJ and Angle, disappointing what happened, is that going to tie into WrestleMania?
No. It was just a throwaway thing to get people to watch SmackDown, and they just disappointed. It was Angle hits a German suplex on Styles. Styles staggers to the corner. Angle goes in after him. Styles rolls Kurt into the calf crusher. A few seconds of that. Angle looks to tap. Counters, ankle lock. Angle is kicked off eventually. And then Randy Orton RKO on Styles. He stands there looking pretty after wiping out Styles. Then Kurt beats up Orton. Orton leaves. Kurt helps up Styles. That is the whole match.
Wow.
Kurt Angle's final SmackDown match is that.
It went to a no-finish contest.
Well, technically, Styles won it by disqualification.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
didn't actually say that, but technically that's the case. That's what would have happened.
I suppose, yeah. So that's terrible. So does that mean that Kurt is actually going to get involved in his WrestleMania match then? It's going to be an Angle slam to Randy Orton into a pin.
No, I can't see it. They don't tend to do that too much with WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the straight card. They've got to pull something amazing. I mean, like, really in recent memory, anything like that's happened was that abortion that we called Triple H versus Sting with all the NWO and DX thing. And when Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank in the Roman Reigns Lesnar world title match.
Okay. Right, so we'll draw this one to a close now. But we got some things coming up on the way. So we got some more gaming features coming and some more wrestling features coming. We're just rolling out how we're going to roll out a production schedule on those. So keep apprised, as you can now see on the video above. We're on Twitter, so you can keep in touch that way. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, anywhere we are too. So we'll roll with you next time.